This channel is called Computer Chips and People is a Civil Rights Issue. In the United States, the military, the CIA, and the White House, Secret Service, Navy SEALs have a history of inserting RFID chips into staffers so that they can be located. They also make illuminated implants and place them into soldiers so that the U.S. military can locate them should they die, be taken as a prisoner of war, or their body is dismembered, and the military can use reconnaissance to locate, limbs that have fluorescent or illuminated implants in them. And so these implants that I'm describing right now, they can be placed in robotics. They can be placed in motherboards. So they're also computer chips. Sometimes they're called RFID. And they're used amongst the White House, the CIA, the Pentagon, Ivy League institutions, and Secret Service men. In the U.S., there are also people complaining of being inserted covertly by their doctors, by friends, by spouses, by someone without their knowledge, so that law enforcement, first responders, EMS, as well as constituent groups, ethnic groups, union groups, can target them and track them, as well as torture them. I, as the content creator for Computer Chips and People is a Civil Rights Issue, have been married to someone who was in the military, and due to his immense skill, dexterity in the 1990s, was approached by the military in Maryland, in Fort Meade, Maryland, to be inserted with a computer chip in his jaw. The military wanted to track my husband at the time. They wanted to track every move, especially his time with myself. I, as his wife, has been known as the force that was making the man. I was credited from, really being a guiding force to helping my husband stay off the streets of Harlem. But as I was in school and doing other things, sometimes we couldn't be together, so he would get in trouble. So his father said, you need to be in the military or be out in the streets. So that's how he got into the military. But when he got in, he came in with immense skill. And so my husband also married someone, myself, with immense, beauty, talent, intelligence, and skill. And so the military wanted to know my influence on him, as well as, how he did it work. And the military, or his sergeant, didn't like myself. But the end result was that my husband at the time consulted me, and I said, absolutely not. No, don't put no chip inside your jaw. Don't let them put a chip inside your jaw. And he said, no, I'm not going to do it. And I know you wouldn't allow me to put a chip inside of my mouth. And so he, returned to the military and said, no, I don't want to be part of this special program. And they asked him again 2 times to put a chip in their jaw. And so the program they wanted to put my ex-husband in, or my husband at that time, was a very unique program, only for a very few people or soldiers in the military. So he would have been chipped with the same chip that they put in presidents, that they put in Secret Service, perhaps, and what they put in Navy SEALs. He would have been in the same unique group as presidents, CIA, Pentagon, etc. Osama bin Laden, the U.S. terrorist, was known to be an espionage expert. And he the Navy SEALs discovered documents in which he communicated with his wives not to go to the dentist. And he said the dentist put chips in people's mouths to track their location. So my husband at the time was approached by the U.S. military to have a computer chip inserted into his jaw 2 times. Osama bin Laden, an espionage expert, said that dentists place chips inside the jaws of, targets or leaders. It's an act of espionage. If my husband at the time agreed to participate in the program, it would have been a military dentist that would have inserted the RFID chip, radio frequency identifier, into his jaw. For years, I, as the content creator, have had my telecommunications traced to the United States Department of Justice, located at 86 Chambers Street in New York City, right beside an orthodontic office, a dental office, with the number 88 Chambers Street, located right by 86 Chambers Street, the building that houses the U.S. Department of Justice, that has regulation and jurisdiction over the FBI. It works with the FISA court and the White House, and so many other top-level agencies. So my telecommunications, without being a terrorist, drug trafficker, human trafficker, doing anything surveillance, doing anything subversive, have had my telecommunication been traced to 86 Chambers Street, next to a place called 88 Cooper Orthodontics. Now that name is very important because that is very similar to my former surname. So that means that what we said in the 1990s to the military, no, we will not allow a member of our family that is part of the armed forces to have, and you have to excuse me, I'm being targeted to sound a little different as I, record this video. That means in the 1990s, when we told the military, no, we will not allow a member of our family to be chipped in the jaw, it means that the military refused to accept no for an answer. And so not only did they refuse to accept no for an answer for a member of its armed forces, but they went ahead, spoke with the U.S. DOJ, met with the U.S. DOJ, to circumvent, consent, rules of consent with human experimentation, and implanted me in the jaw, as well as so many other places in my body. That's illegal and that's unlawful, and I have that paperwork. And I would like to go to court so that we can subpoena my ex-husband, who will, under oath, have to admit, because he's told me that a few times, that the military approached him to be in a very specialized unit that want to track his every movement because of his immense skill and dexterity. And they want to be able to track him while he is with his wife. That means me, the content creator, and my child, who is very gifted. And paperwork will show that. And so I put up this image of Obama because it's relevant to the point that I'm making. On September 24th, 2014, which is the day of my father's birthday, Obama gave a speech in the UN in Manhattan, around Midtown Manhattan, 2nd Avenue. And he was talking about he had many, items or talking points that he covered during his UN speech. But he said that the United States was committed to democracy, right? For all its citizens. That would include myself. So then, at that time, I've been a target for a year and a half. My targeting started in September. My targeting started in officially, I would say, April of 2013. February 26th of 2013, but it would start and stop, and then it just kept going as of April 2013, and that's why I say it started in 2013, but it started actually in January, then it quickly stopped. It started again, or resumed again in February, quickly stopped, started, quickly stopped, and it was stopping if I would, pretend like these things weren't going on with me, these strange things like directional energy attacks as I worked as a government spokesperson. So on September 24th, 2014, I go to the Sheraton Hotel to work out at their fitness center. And when I go in, I don't really connect that, Obama's people might be staying at the Sheraton at the Sheraton Hotel. I know I have to go to metal detectors because Obama is circulating in the area. I just thought, okay, like Obama is circulating in the area because he's in the UN. So, there's extra precaution is taken, and that's why I'm going through metal detectors to get into the hotel. That's what actually happened. So then I go to the hotel and I start working out, and I'm targeted. And so I then have Latino people who are wearing like soccer jerseys, like Olympic soccer jerseys representing Portugal, Mexico, and Spain. And they all come by me, and I just want to ignore them because they're targeting me. And you have some other white people there who are targeting me as well. And I ignore them. They say hi, I say hi, keep it pushing, keep it moving. I want to be in shape because at this particular time, I am being disfigured. I'm being grossly disfigured. and I'm being made to be big with plastic that is part of robotics that are operated by a radio frequency chip that has a serial number that is accessed by various people, to include law enforcement, the military, White House, etc. That's how it works for many victims of illegal human experimentation who call themselves targeted individuals. So this is happening, and I keep working out. And so the Sheraton Fitness Center is located on the lower level of the Sheraton Hotel. So then I start working out, and nothing unusual is happening. I'm enduring this, and what I notice with the people, with the Latin American men working out at the gym, is they're extorting me. They're coming by me. They're wanting me to acknowledge them. They bring a mobile device by me. They target me, and they want me to sex traffic with them to prevent further disfigurement from occurring to my limbs, the shrinkage of my limbs, my height, my hands, my arms, my neck, and disfigurement to my face. I ignore it because I'm focused on my health and wellness goals. So I'm working out, and then I see like these suited white people coming through this doorway. And what separates the fitness center and the doorway is a corridor. And again, nothing is happening. So then these people start to look at me, and they take a device. They look at me, and they start to target my privates. They start to target my thighs, and they're giving me a look like, do it, like go in traffic with these men in the fitness center. And they increase the frequency attacks, and it's white women who are doing it and white men who are doing it. And I have no idea that these people are part of Obama's inner circle and Secret Service. Because not all of them look like, I just see white men in suits, in well-dressed suits. And they seem like, they seem to be part of his press corps, or just personal aides, or part of his, I don't know, his inner circle, his staff members. So what they do is far more intense than what, the men are doing in the gym, white and Latino. So I lose it, because I'm not doing anything to be targeted in this way. And I look at myself in the mirror, as there are mirrors in the gym, and I start to look androgynous, like a man, like a different, like a person from a different racial ethnic group, which I would categorize as white, Jewish, Latino. And in my family, half the people look half African, half Chinese, or straight from Africa. And we have long limbs, big butts, big thighs, tall necks. We have height, we're strong, and very, very attractive. So I start to, get really upset, and I go over to the counter, to the front desk, and I say, I'm being microwaved. I'm being targeted with frequencies by these groups of people and the men in the center. And I say my constitutional rights are violated. And I say that this is not right, that this is happening to me because I've done nothing to target these people to be treated this way. I say, if I have done something to these people, then these people should have called 911, but I've done nothing. And the clerk says, well, those people are Obama's staff people. And then things escalate. Things escalate. I go to a room that is managed by Secret Service. Police come that have jurisdiction to the Sheraton. And I write a report. And there's a quick investigation on this. And I'm not arrested. I'm not sent to a psych ward. And, and the situation just resolves. And, the next 2 days, I decide to end my membership that I just started on my health and wellness journey, so that I could be the best that I could be amidst a horrific situation. And I use terms like radio frequency attacks, microwave attacks, constitutional rights are being violated. Yet, Obama gave a speech with a straight face, with a poker face, talking about how the United States is so democratic.